Good afternoon, class of 2019. It is my honor as the representative of this college's wonderful faculty, resident deans, house-masters, administrators, groundskeepers, dining hall workers, and the hundreds of others who work here to welcome you to Harvard. Thank you for choosing us. We are so glad that you are here. I've already had a chance to learn about your amazing backgrounds and experiences. And once again, as I've told some of you, I'm reminded exactly why I needed to get into Harvard College when I was in high school. It's easier to become dean than it is to get into the college, and I am so, over that. Seriously, I'm okay. My life is totally fine. That said, I know that no matter where you came from or how you traveled, it was not easy to get here. It's clear that you all put a lot of work and effort into arriving in this place, and you should be proud of those achievements. At the same time, as a parent of a daughter who just went through the college admissions process, with 2 more children right behind her, I am concerned about how intense the process has become. It can easily put you in the mindset that education is a zero-sum game, that the ultimate measure of the success in life is a grade, that it's noble somehow to present oneself as having everything figured out at 17. I'm 47 now, close to my midlife crisis, and literally deciding between buying a Vespa or applying to med school. I'm serious. But if you could ask Mr. Smith, he was here the other day when he watched me ride a Vespa around. Now that you are here, you may feel that you're expected to do high school all over again, to jump through another set of hoops and prove yourself. And one of the things that I want to tell you, one of the most important things that I want to tell you today, is that you don't. You are already admitted to Harvard, and you all belong here. And we hope your experience of college will not be one of showing the world what you can do, but rather by discovering what you want to do, and also what needs to be done, and figuring out how you can use your talents to create the life you envision and the world you envision. Last year, during my first year as dean, I spent a lot of time talking to faculty, staff, and students across the university about what they considered to be the Harvard College experience. And the word that came up over and over again was the term transformation. I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I shared with those students last year about what we mean by transformation. But in the course of my first year as dean, I also learned that transformation does not happen without intention, and that there are many elements, some rooted in the mythology of Harvard, that can hold us back. And as you embark on this journey, I urge you to really think about what kind of experience you hope to have over the next 4 years. So I'm going to start this conversation with what I shared with some of the students last year, which I shared with many of you with the mission of the college, what is meant by transformation, and then share with you some of the college experiences and the hopes that we have for what would require the difference between a transformational experience versus a transactional experience. So let me draw the difference between a transformational and a transactional experience. Here's what a transactional college experience would look like. You pick your classes on the basis of what others are taking. You pick them with your GPA in mind. You're reenacting the script that in many cases have worked for you up to this point, and they got you here. You think about college the way you think about a financial investment, as a clearly defined means to an end. You take shopping period literally, choosing your classes as you would be choosing a luxury label, focusing more on impressing others than staying true to your own interests. In this script, you're starting Harvard with an incredible amount of certainty about what you will do here and what you will do with your life with no possibility for deviation. There are benefits that will be familiar to you from this approach. You may get an A, you may feel comfortable, and you will likely end up with a Harvard degree, but not a Harvard College education. On the other hand, a transformational college experience might look like this. It's rooted in the ideal of intellectual exploration, in the pursuit of connecting with people who are different from you, and learning from them, and in the process of reflecting on what you've learned deciding what kind of person you're going to be. What does intellectual exploration look like? Instead of focusing on a material goal, med school, Wall Street, grad school, a particular job, you focus on the path. You take courses that are difficult if they interest you, not just courses you think you should take. You read and question, even if those pursuits take you down a slightly different path. You join organizations that spark in you a sense of meaning and purpose. You find new comfort outside of what has, in the past, felt safe. What does social exploration look like? Instead of gravitating to people you in high school, you actively seek connections with people who are different from you. You embrace differences in values, differences in outlooks, differences in life stories. When you pursue these connections, you will come to realize that every person's story is valid, meaningful, and worthwhile. And you will discover in that process that you can connect to people in ways you never imagined. This willingness to connect with others different from you will serve you well as you prepare to enter our diverse and global society. What does personal transformation mean? This requires reflection. It means knitting together a story about your life that can help you answer some important questions. Who am I? Who am I? And who do I want to be? How do I relate to others, and what can I learn from others? What are my gifts and talents, and how can I best use them to serve the world? Today, I want to encourage you to recognize this more transformational path, which, while more difficult, will be more rewarding. It may be more comfortable to take a familiar path, to imagine that your fate has been sealed by some external definition of success, that the choices you have to make here are already preordained by a voice telling you that you have to prepare for a safe career that is also Harvard-worthy, whatever that means. That you are on yet another path that someone else has defined for you. How many people know the movie or the book, The Wizard Box? Anybody? Okay, good. So I don't have to go through the whole story, but you remember it. When Dorothy and her friends finally arrive in Emerald City, they expect that when they knock on the door and meet the wizard, all of their problems will be solved. The heart, the courage, the brain will be handed to them, and Dorothy will find her way home. Instead, when they arrive, they make an important discovery, that the wizard is just some ordinary guy hiding behind a curtain, and that the power to transform their lives has been within each of them all along. Today, I want to let you in on a secret. There is no wizard here. I'm not the wizard. I don't think anybody on the, well, maybe one day. There's no entity called Harvard to which you can turn your fate over now that you found your way here. You are all Harvard. We are all Harvard. If you imagine that Harvard will provide you with a secret handshake or a magical route to power, you're going to miss out on the incredible opportunities available to you here. You're going to miss out on your chance to make a mark on this institution. Over the next 4 years, you will have access to incredible resources, experiences, and people who will help you find your courage, your heart, your voice, your passions, but only if you open yourself up to transformation. The alternative to see Harvard as another 4 years of building your resume while your life is on hold is to miss out on the best of what this institution can offer and the best of what you can contribute to us. College is not a stop on the way to the rest of your life. This is your life. And these 4 years of college are where the patterns for your life will be set. If you spend these years taking no chances, reinforcing your beliefs, deferring any reflection on who you are and what you want, you'll be doing the same thing 20 years from now. But if you open yourself up to this community, if you ask yourself what you believe and what you want to do, then you will begin to see and value yourself in ways as you evolve into the person you will become. What I'm urging you to do is not going to be easy. It requires courage, brains, heart, and the will to solve difficult problems and answer difficult questions. And it requires each other's support. Over the next 4 years, you will find yourself feeling pressure about whether you are doing Harvard the right way. You will wonder if you are busy enough, if you should join this club or pursue that concentration. And later you will worry about whether you should apply to work for that firm or go to this or that graduate school. But in the midst of these worries, you might also find yourself asking, why am I doing this? What is the point of being so busy? Why do the activities that so many value seem to thrive by excluding others? Is this the kind of culture I want to help perpetuate, or do I want to help change it? When we think of education as transactional, we try to ignore these difficult questions, but I hope you will not push them aside. It is difficult to imagine moving beyond the habits of a transactional education and to open your mind to having a transformational experience, especially when it feels like you're the vessel of so many people's expectations. As the child of immigrants, and as my parents used to tell me, there's 4 jobs in the world: doctor, engineer, accountant, and loser. Seriously, my mom this weekend just reminded me again that I wasn't a real doctor. As someone who's a product of a regular public school in New York, as a transfer student from a public university to Cornell, as a person who has felt the pressure of other people's expectations and my own, I know these are real tensions. You'll wonder whether you belong here, where your talents truly lie, whether you can push back and push on. These are normal feelings. I have them every day. But the way you get through these feelings is to reach out. You will thrive at Harvard when you ask for help and advice, when you knock on a professor's door even when you don't have a question, when you seek out connections with advisors and classmates. You are not guests here. You are not part of Harvard, and you and we are all co-authoring its future. Those of you who take this harder route, who seek transformation to fulfill the mission of Harvard College, you will be well prepared to answer the challenges of a larger world that is desperately in need of people who are not afraid to challenge the status quo or take risks. A test of citizenship, a test of citizen leadership, is taking a stand based on what you think is right, even if success is not assured. If we are to tackle our most important challenges as a society, poverty, environmental degradation, and justice, just to take some examples, we need people who are comfortable with being uncomfortable. You are all talented and smart, but I think we know all of us here today are also fortunate. None of us got here alone. Somebody, somewhere along the way, a parent, a teacher, a family member, a friend, a neighbor, saw something in you. Each of you is unique, but one thing we noticed about you was that you all feel like that you're being called to something bigger. How that call is going to manifest in your life or determine your career, we don't know yet. But at Harvard, we are trying to create conditions for that call to become louder and hope that you will answer it. Each of us has the ability to complete our own creations, to define who we authentically are by the way we choose to live our lives, and finally, to create the conditions so that others can do the same. As your dean, I share your awe, excitement, nervousness. As you begin this journey, I look forward to sharing these next 4 years with you. We will learn together, laugh together, worry together, and help each other up when we stumble and make mistakes. I look forward to getting together with you as you navigate your first year, to talk about our work, our ideas, what we've learned about ourselves, and the choices we're going to be making. Like the characters in The Wizard of Oz, we're going to lock arms and go down this road of transformation together. So let's get started. Welcome to Harvard.